Everyone, our topic for this video is R API Gateway, stage variables and stages, lambdas, cloud formation, um, S3 bucket, and Angular. So, without further ado, let's begin. Let's create a lambda function. Okay, so we will author this from scratch. We're gonna call this VWX prod funk, and then yeah, I think that's enough. And then we're going to create another function after this. That is a little bit slow. Yeah, for this, we are going to. I think this is enough. Handler response 200, stringify hello lambda. This is prod. Okay, so we're going to put a string here prod and then deploy this, right? So once that is deployed, we're going to create another one. Let's call this VWX dev funk. Okay, then let's create it. Internet is a little bit slow today. Okay, and then yeah, we're going to update this. We will add dev here. So let's deploy that. So now we have two functions, lambda functions, prod and dev. Now we are going to create an API gateway, a REST API. Let's build. It'll be a new API. We'll call our API VWX API gateway, and then let's create that. After we have that created, we are going to create a get method, and that is a get method here. We're going to use the lambda functions that we previously created, and then now we are going to select the ARN. So for to begin, we're going to select one ARN here, but we're going to change this to a stage variable. So we are going to update this to $1 like that, so that it will be like a placeholder, and we're going to put stage variables here. Variables that the lambda, the variable we're going to create a variable in stage variables that will hold the lambda function that we're going to call if they're going to call this ARN. So for now we're going to use this lmb func, so that will be the name of the variable, and then we're going to copy this and put this in a notepad. Right, so put this in a notepad, and then because we're in Windows, we're going to change this to Windows style of shell execution, or AWS CLI execution, and then change this to the lambda function that we just created. So for the two lambdas that we're going to create, so one is VWX prod func, and the other one is VWX dev func. So we're going to execute this too. Okay, so let's execute that. First one is VWX prod, and then the next one is VWX dev, and then we are going to proceed with this creation of the method, and this method is going to use the stage variable here, right? So let's create the method, and then we are, after creating the method, we are now going to deploy this method. New stage is let's say dev stage. So for the dev stage, edit the stage variable, add a stage variable. So the one that we set is lmb func for the variable name, and then the vwx dev func for the actual lambda name that is going to replace this placeholder variable, stage variable that was set in the ARN. So lmb func will be set for vwx dev func on the stage, on the dev stage that we're going to create. So this one here is this dev stage, and we are now going to check if this is working. uh, okay, so sometimes it takes some time to take effect. So I think it's spinning up, updating the API gateway there. So let's just keep on executing this. Oops. There you go. It's now pointing to dev, and now we are going to set another um, uh, stage, or going to call this prod, and then use this deployment, this last deployment that we create the stage, and then create a stage variable, edit the stage variable, add lambda, the stage variables, that the variable that we set on the ARN, so that if this if this stage is going to be called, it's going to use the vwx prod uh, func, right? So let's create that. So now this prod is pointing to this function, and this prod is pointing to this function, and we're able to do that because when we created the method, this method, when we invoke this is going to use an ARN with a variable, yeah, ARN. How to edit it? Edit method. Where is it? Where was it? Where was it? Method request. Yeah, I don't know where to edit that, but that is the case. So next is, yeah, we're going to the stages and go to prod, invoke this. Let's try. Yep, this is prod. The other one is dev. So that is dev. So prod and dev. So as you can see, if you are going to use that here in our Angular dev, alright, so let's run this Angular application, s3web ng serve. Alright, so once we run that, if you try to load it here and go to the console, it gives us a course error. So how do we set the course policy in our API gateway. So to do that, we're going back to our API gateway, go to the resources, go to the root of the resource, enable course, this one here, and then save. So once that is saved, we have that updated state of our API gateway. We need to deploy it. So deploy that update to which one are we using here? Dev. Alright, so let's deploy that to dev environment. As you can see, we deploy that to dev environment. Let's try if it already take effect. I think it's still spinning or something. How do we get the latest status? Alright, up, up. Okay. Yeah, we go to the resources and then we enabled course and then yeah, I believe that's the only thing that we need to do, right? And then yeah, deploy pi to dev. Yeah, there you go. So it's now updated. So if we use prod because the prod hasn't been the prod the course update hasn't been deployed to the prod stage, we will get an error in this prod, but this one here is successful. So if you see, you can see here, this the dev is okay, but the prod is not okay. So we need also to deploy the latest state of our API to prod. So we go to prod, save, and then let's check. Uh, um, mm, mm, um, do we need to enable course again like that? Or do we need to do that again? And then save, and then deploy to prod, right? So I think we have to do that, and then there you go. Prod is okay, dev is okay, and if we are going to go back, deploy this to our S3 bucket, yeah, it's going to build. This is using PowerShell, and then it's going to create a cloud formation stack, and then it's going to deploy or upload the Angular files to an S3 bucket that has been configured by CloudFormation to be able to host a static website. And there you go. We're just waiting for it to complete. Poop, 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 poop. Right, so uploading, there you go. Let's go back to our cloud formation, see if there's a newly created stack in here. There you go, a newly created stack. Go to outputs, let's launch this. Alright, so there you go. We should have in console running, yeah, this one here, calling our API gateway. And if you go to Wheel of Sudan, there you go, it's still functioning Wheel of Sudan. Our Sudan will be Pakbit. Yeah, Pakbit. Alright, cool, thanks. That's it, everyone. Ciao.